Yeah, so welcome to video 4 of Ethics Question Paper Discussion 2021. We'll take up this case study today, question number 7, which is about Sunil, who is a young civil servant, and he is posted in a district where illegal sand mining takes place, and the question is about how Sunil would deal with that, different options, and what will be his choice and all of that. So please go through the case study before looking to the solution. Better you attempt once for yourself. So just straight coming to the solution. So the issues involved in the case is uh, there is a conflict of personal interest versus professional commitment. So Sunil is expected to safeguard his or his family's life, and at the same time, Sunil is expected to discharge his duty ethically and with all integrity. A similar issue could be duty to the self versus duty of a civil servant towards his uh, professional setup, as well as towards the society. Dealing with the organized crime is one of the major issue in this case. It's about integrity, your integrity and your fortitude. So fortitude is nothing but your moral courage or courage of conviction. Courage of conviction. How do you behave while in pressure, whether you shift your path, whether you take a lesser stressed and a wrong, morally wrong way, or whether you stick to your principles, right? So that's about fortitude, right? Having sufficient courage to follow what is right. Um, Also, it's about work culture because, as it's highlighted in the case, there are people who are hand in gloves with this mafia. So you need to clean your work culture. You need to basically acting against such miscreants. You can also see at a very subtle level that emotional intelligence is involved because so much pressure is there. There's a threat to your life, there's a threat to your family. So basically, you need to not give in, but actually be strong, right? Be fearless, and all of that would require to deal with your emotions, to deal with your family emotions, and you'd also probably require a certain bit of attitudinal change in the tribals, in the people there. Um, and other stakeholders to actually have more combined power rather than you alone fighting. You can use some of these attitudinal change techniques in the longer run, right? So what are the options involved? So few options I've taken, one, two, three. So the first option is threatened by the mafia. Sunil should give in and stop taking strict actions, right? So he'll kind of get threatened, he'll be fearful for his life and for his family, and he'll just give away with taking actions against this mafia. The second option is Sunil should seek transfer or go on leave to safeguard his life and family. So both these options, as all of us understand, would not be the preferable one. So the preferable one would be the third option, or Sunil should opt for the following course of action. First of all, see, there is a issue at hand, and you need to address it holistically, right? Exhaustively by far you can. So there is a short term and long term solution to it. There are the issues like threatening to his life, threatening to the family. There are people in the department who are who are hand in gloves with the mafia. So you need to address these things as well, these peripheral issues as well, before directly heading on to your main issue of dealing with the organized crime. So in the short run, basically you need to take care of your life and your family's life. So you will probably increase more security, you will ask for more enforcement, and if at all it is required for some time, you might ponder over shifting your family for some time if it is required. In that case, you can identify the people who are hand in gloves with the mafia, your own people. They kind of would act as a bottleneck in whatever action you are going to take against the mafia. So you should weed them out at the first instance itself, right? So first of all, security for yourself and family, mainly family, right? So and weeding out of the miscreants, right? You should be taking strict action against them, right? Because it will lead to example in your department also, that you are a strict no nonsense officer. You can see, there is always better to have a combined power, right? You alone might not take up large challenges, but then you can take help of your colleagues, and you can take mentorship of your superiors, if at all it is positive and if at all it is ethical, right? If there might be a case that they would tell you, your superiors in fact might be involved, and they would tell you to give in, but then you can take advice, right? Or the people who have already served in that districts, you might make a call, and then you can think about all the possible course of actions that is required. There are various IAS associations and all of those things which kind of give you reinforced strength, right? So a group power is more happening and more preferred over a single individual fighting the whole organized crime. So this is nothing about your group power, right? Group power or combined strength. You can, because it is written in the case that these people, this mafia, is using few of the tribal musclemen to basically bribe the innocent tribals, and to the case study says that the whole it appears that the whole tribal community is definitely not involved in this. So maybe you can go and talk to the tribals. You can maybe get some of them on board, get some of them to inform you about the inner wrongdoings of this mafia. You can take the help of various civil society, media organizations there for acting against the mafia, and finally you will take an assertive action without fear, collect evidence, and maybe submit a report. You can, there's written in the case that one of the officers has been killed 10 years back, so you might want to investigate that killing. Basically, you will kind of act against that mafia bit by bit, so that you have sufficient evidence, right, to prove them wrong in the court of law, and so you kind of upheld your rule of law, right? So all of these actions combined could help you in acting against the mafia. Now, my choice obviously would be the third one. The first two choice, you can, because your second question is evaluate, you can write the pros and cons of it, right? So in short term, you will get benefit, but in the longer run, in the first two choice, it will be against your conscience. It will lead to dereliction of duty and all those sorts of things. But my third choice will be the most preferred one, and will be actually my choice, because this third choice is to be chosen because of these reasons. So because it will lead to upholding of the rule of law. It will show integrity and dedication to public service on your part. It will set an example in your department and the society, right? So there will be people who will come after you, right? Maybe you get transferred, maybe someone else comes, right? So it will set an example before the society and before your department, right? So also this kind of course of action will address the short term and long term solution of the issue. It will also take care of your personal and professional interest. It will be more aligned to your moral courage, and it will not be against your conscience, right? So if at all you do not act, or if you take leave, or if you run away, or whatever other ways which is not expected or required, in that case you'll act with conscience by in accordance with conscience by adhering to the principles, and taking the strict measures as has been suggested. And this particular choice is also supported by your double effect, because see, the primary effect is the good of the society. Maybe you get harmed or your family gets harmed, right? So there could be another effect, bad effect to it, but the primary effect is weeding out of the mafia and the larger good of the society and environment as such, because sand mining also affects your environment. It leads to more floods, basically. If you see what happens when the mining is more to a more extent, then actually it leads to lower floodplains, and that's why more flood. So it also affects environment as well as the society and the sources of the country. Definitely it is also required from teleological point of view, because of the utilitarian aspect. There's more good than harm in opting for such kind of measures. The deontology would also say that means are good. Virtue ethics would also say that your strict action in such a fashion would lead to a good character in you and the society. There are various stakeholders involved, like tribals, environment, civil services, your own functioning and department, the society, and the law at large, right? So all of this is kind of protected. You can also add your family, right? They are also the stakeholders. So this kind of action would take care of the interest of the stakeholders, because you are acting against your miscreants in the office. So it would promote a good work culture and lead to a larger ethical governance. As I said, that it will encompass knowing your emotions, dealing with your emotions and others. So emotional intelligence would be required, and to change the attitude of the tribals and people at your office in the long run, attitudinal change techniques shall also be required, persuasion and social influence, all of that, right? So that's about this question. Thank you so much.